This is an all-out diplomatic war in Islamabad. What we're getting to hear is that the Home Minister Rajnath Singh's SAARC speech has been blacked out by the Pakistan media. Pakistan censors Rajnath Singh's speech. Gaurav Sawant is with us. Gaurav, this is absolutely appalling. I mean, this kind of gesture, first of all, to a guest who has come all the way from another country, who is participating in a SAARC meet, and his speech has been blacked out by the Pakistan media.
Spot on there. In fact, Pakistan did not even permit journalists to be there when Rajnath Singh was speaking, and Pakistan permitted a very curtailed media team to visit Pakistan. Only state media was permitted. Apart from that, no private news channels were permitted by Pakistan. That's one part of the story. Pakistani media, they showed Pakistan's Prime Minister speaking, they showed Pakistan's Interior Minister speaking, but the moment Rajnath Singh started speaking, they blacked it out. And this goes on to show that it wasn't done in the interest of all SAARC nations to be heard together. There wasn't even a feed out given, of whatever was happening inside that room. This goes on to show that Pakistan didn't want India's voice to be heard, not just in Pakistan but across the SAARC region. But what sources are telling India today, when Rajnath Singh lands back in India in a couple of hours from now, he would be holding a press conference, and Rajnath Singh will be talking about what he told Pakistan and what he told SAARC nations. So there wasn't a bilateral with Pakistan, but one thing Rajnath Singh made it very clear: state sponsorship of terror will not be acceptable. Glorification of terrorists as martyrs and freedom fighters and all of that is completely unacceptable. India is not the only country that's talking about Pakistan-sponsored terror. Bangladesh refused to send their Interior Minister.
And on that point, Gaurav, Pakistan may be doing all that it can to annoy or to fluster or even intimidate India. But what about the international community? I mean, obviously, other countries, other nations are also seeing these kind of dirty tricks being played by our neighbor nation.
Apart from the United States calling Pakistan the global epicenter of terror, you have Afghanistan. You have Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani, who's hit out at Pakistan-sponsored terror repeatedly. You have Bangladesh, again a SAARC nation. Bangladesh has hit out at Pakistan-sponsored terror. That Jamaatut Mujahideen Bangladesh, JMB, they were sponsored by Pakistan. In fact, a senior Pakistani diplomat, she was sent back. She was declared persona non grata just 7 months ago and sent back to Pakistan for sponsoring terror in Bangladesh. India has been most kind to Pakistan. The question remains why.
Absolutely. No, but maybe, the thought process is that there is hope and they will continue to engage with the Pakistani government because perhaps, that's what really is going to be important for both the nations. The way forward would be talks, isn't it, Gaurav? That's exactly why Modi's government is, still engaging with Pakistan.
Sure, talks are extremely essential. Remain engaged. That is extremely essential. At the same time, punishing the state sponsors of terror, whether in our own country or at source, that remains to be seen whether India actually does that, because Pakistan is very openly following a policy. On the 6th of June, Pakistan's all-powerful army chief, General Raheel Sharif, he called Chaudhry Nisar, the Interior Minister, and Sartaj Aziz, advisor to Pakistan's Prime Minister on Foreign Affairs, and he told them both to rake this up internationally, rake up Kashmir internationally, as Pakistan started.
Just stay with me, Gaurav. Just stay with me. We have the BJP spokesperson, Mr. Rajnath Singh, who joins us for more on this. So thank you so much for speaking to us on our channel. We've just received news how the Home Minister's speech has been blacked out by the Pakistani media. I mean, what do you make with the kind of behavior that has been displayed by the Pakistani government? First, it was threats by their own terrorists who went on to say that they will have nationwide protests, and they have used every ploy, every trick of the trade to try and intimidate our minister. Then why is India still engaging with Pakistan?
Well, certainly India is not engaging with Pakistan. India represented the SAARC summit, which is a multilateral platform, and the Home Minister of India went there and he raised the issues which I believe that on his landing he will be informing the Indian media so that there is a transparency what India's viewpoint has been on the SAARC platform. But on basis of this, Pakistan is getting exposed.
Yes.
And India has actually pushed Pakistan on their own territory, that Pakistan somewhere is scared of India and India's viewpoint on terror, Pak's role, other things, which subsequently are going to come out in the media. And therefore, it is a kind of a censor that Pakistan has played, because they do spread terror, but they seem to be terrorized that India is going to expose.
Yes.
So I think India's stand is certainly on a right step, and therefore India has managed to put across the India's viewpoint on the SAARC platform.
Absolutely. Sir, just stay with me. My colleague Gaurav Sawant is also joining me, and he would also like to ask you a question. Gaurav, go ahead.
Mr. Rajnath Singh, you saw Bangladesh. Now, Pakistan is sponsoring terror in Bangladesh. Bangladesh refused to send their interior minister for this SAARC summit. So many Indians are dying at the hands of Pakistan-sponsored terror in Jammu and Kashmir and rest of the country. Why is India so kind to Pakistan? Why don't we send out a strong message? Perhaps send a scaled-down delegation, sir. Why wasn't that done?
Well, I think for that the government would answer, but what I could make out is SAARC is an important platform which the Prime Minister from day one wanted to promote when he took oath as a Prime Minister, invited all the heads of the SAARC heads, and therefore it has an important role in the subcontinent. So India doesn't want to dilute the importance of the SAARC platform. It's a multilateral platform, and at the same time, India has nothing to, one has to, if I have to look, I would look that India has nothing to lose or feel ashamed if you are in a position with conviction to put across on a platform, multilateral platform, and that too in Pakistan, exposing Pakistan. So therefore, I don't see that there is anything wrong by not going, and a high-level delegation which is supposed to be led by the Home Minister of the country, and very strongly India has been able to put that point across.
Is the BJP government, and here I'm specifically talking about what's happening in Jammu and Kashmir today. In 2010 there was stone pelting, Afzal Guru was hanged, the situation was contained, but today you have terrorists who are out on the streets of Jammu and Kashmir. You have attacks that are taking place on security forces. Has the BJP, PDP government failed to handle the situation, which is actually sponsored by Pakistan, and we haven't been able to tackle it effectively, sir?
Well, I won't, Gaurav. You have covered it widely, and I must compliment the efforts that you had taken to expose the Pak hand in sponsoring the stone pelting and other things which just happened after the death of the terrorist Burhan Wani. So it's a complex position in Jammu and Kashmir, but to say that the Jammu and Kashmir, the PDP, BJP government has failed, I won't agree there. It's a complex, but whatever best needs to be done is being done, and I think the Pakistan stand to continue with the terror or support terror openly is also a big issue which we have been able to expose.
Sir, understandably, this is an extremely complex situation, and it's a situation that has gone on for many years. But do you think that this approach of pursuing the traditional diplomacy in handling Pakistan and its use of state-sponsored terror has worked for the government? Do you think that maybe we need to look at this in a more different manner and handle Pakistan in a different way?
Well, I think overall, if you look at in the last 2.5 years, we have been able to globally bring about a viewpoint that there is a terrorism and the epicenter is Pakistan. We had somewhere, I don't want to blame any government on it or the previous Prime Minister, but somewhere we had lost the approach that Pak is the epicenter of terror, and Kashmir gradually was turning out to be the talking point between India and Pakistan. And we were losing, as India, we were losing globally the message that Pak is the epicenter. I think that's been center stage by the current government.
Right.
At the same time, we are, you can't just go into a war. And therefore,
absolutely, one understands
you have to explore all the possibilities. And India has, with a clear message, has gone after terror, and the talks on terror. So that's been the
but
message.
very quickly, do we need to, you know, change or toughen perhaps our diplomatic policy towards Pakistan?
Well, I think one cannot ignore that India has toughened, because let me honestly say, there has been no prime minister or earlier foreign policy whereby Pakistan has been cornered or surrounded by countries like Iran, Afghanistan, and many others, where Indian diplomacy has been at best, and we have been able to put our viewpoint, including UAE, and
Yes.
we have been able to
Right.
put our viewpoint, and also got the support that there is a terrorism which is coming from Pakistan. So therefore,
Right.
the India's diplomacy has been at the best.
Okay. All right, Rajnath Singh there from the BJP and Gaurav Sawant. Thank you both so much for joining us. But we have with us Kaswar Klasra, who joins us from Islamabad. Kaswar, tell us a little bit more about the Home Minister's speech being blacked out by Pakistani media, the speech that he made at the SAARC meet.
Yes, definitely. You rightly mentioned we are coming to the news that soon after the Indian Home Minister started addressing the press, the conference, SAARC conference, it was a blackout, totally blackout. But I have talked to the Pakistani officials. They argue that the blackout was not intentionally, and definitely it was a sort out of unintentionally during the SAARC conference.
All right, Kaswar, thanks so much for joining us.